Oh my goodness, wow, I love this little room I made. I can't wait to make this seat, which I'm sure EA have definitely included a color for, into a nice light pink. I think a nice light pink would look lovely here. I can't wait. I know they have lots of color options. Now let me just find the, there's no pink. This is all I get? This is all you get? Bro, what are we doing? This isn't right. This isn't right, but it's all right. I know exactly how to fix it. All right, so here is how you add your own custom swatches, your own custom colors to any item in The Sims 4. It's very simple. All you need is Sims 4 Studio, which is free and available online at the Sims 4 Studio forums, and a image editing software. So Photoshop, I think GIMP can do it. And then there's the new like affinity thing from Canva, all those guys. But overall, very simple. I'm going to quickly run you through it. We're going to use the sofa or the love seat in the example at the start of the video, and I'm going to make that bright pink, that kind of pastel color that I'm after. Okay, let me walk you through it real quick, and this is all going to be in real time. Okay, no cuts, no nothing, well, maybe a little, but it's very simple. So if there's a build that you have going on and you think, Jesus, EA, why is there not the color that I need right now? Why is there not a color picker? Now, I know it was in The Sims 3. I've been told the stories of what you had, and now it's been taken away. But simply, with 5 to 10 minutes, you can make any color you want. Lock in, let's get to it. Okay, so we're in Sims 4 Studio right here. And under the object section, we want to select standalone recolor. So we're going to select object here. And I know I'm using this square sofa here. Normally, it will look like this. And it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many different pieces of furniture. I know that you can search via the name if you can type it correctly, and you can see it right here. Okay, so you're going to click next, and it will ask you to create a package file, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to override my test, which I've done a little bit earlier. And here you are in Sims 4 Studio. This is the mesh. You can see all the different swatches and all the different colors that we have set up. And what we're going to do simply is copy one of these textures. More specifically, under the texture tab, you've got diffuse. We're going to copy this, throw it in Photoshop, change the hue of only particular parts of that image, throw it back in to Sims 4 Studio under a new swatch, slam it in the game, and have a look, okay? So let's start with that. With this particular mesh, there are two versions. There is a version like this kind of tealish one where you can see the fibers, and then you've got a second version which is flatter, like this, where this kind of slate bluey kind of color. It doesn't have the fabric. It's a lot flatter. I actually kind of screw with this one a little bit. So we're going to select this as our base, okay? We're going to, under the diffuse texture, you can see the image down here. This is what is used to color in the mesh. We're going to export this, okay? Going to get rid of that. And we're going to export it as base color. It is a PNG, and that is totally fine. And here it is, right here. It's saved in my my little Sims 4 CC folder here. Then you want to open up your image editor of choice. I am going with Photoshop because it is what I am relatively comfortable with. You may need to do a little bit of looking around to figure out how to do things in your particular editor, but trust me, these are fundamentals and it will be possible in more than just Photoshop. You do not need to have an egregious subscription just to follow along. Okay, so here we are. This is our texture. This is what is making the sofa nice and blue and stuff like that. And we want to change that. And how are we going to change that? We're going to go to adjustments, and we're going to look at hue and saturation. Okay, really simply put, the reason we're using hue and saturation and not just throwing a color on top, for example, you could take a brush and a green and then you just start painting, is that you lose the shadows. Listen, you lose the shadows. You see that? Like, I'm just making everything straight black, which I don't want to do. With a hue, if we were to change it, it changes everything independently, okay? Now, with this particular color, we're not having a huge issue with the foot, which is this section here, being changed. Whereas in some cases, you may have a light wood foot, or there's a part of the mesh which you just don't want to change the color of at all, like a bed. Maybe you want the pillows to stay white, for example, but you actually want the sheets, the duvet, to change a color, okay? And what we do is we need to identify from this image what is what. Now, I know that this little cross in the middle, these are the feet. These are the feet right here. This is what determines the color of the feet. and everything else is the rest of the sofa. So we have a pretty easy job with this one. Okay, so we've got our adjustment layer and we can switch the hue and that is fine, but it is ever so slightly changing the color of the feet. We don't want that to happen. When we add an adjustment layer, it also adds a mask, which is this white box here, this white section. And how a mask simply works is that anything that's covered in white will be affected by the adjustment layer, i.e. the color will change. Anything that is painted in black will not. So what we need to do is amend the mask so the cross in the middle is painted black on the mask, and then that means it won't be dictated or changed by the adjustment layer and the color will stay the same. How do we do that? Click on the mask and we're going to zoom in. I'm going to use the marquee tool right here to select those pixels where the feet are, okay? And I'm going to select my paint bucket, select a black color, and I'm going to paint it, okay? And it looks like nothing is happening, but if the keen-eyed of you will be able to see over here, there's been some change on our little white box. If we alt and click on this will show us the mask view. So this will show us everything that will be affected. Let me just zoom out and do that again for you. Alt click, and you can see we've got this little black cross in the middle, which means this is not going to be affected by the hue saturation changes. Wonderful. So now our mask is set up. Check this out. We click here. I'm going to get off that. Click here. And once we change our saturation, only the colors around the feet are changing now, which is wonderful. Okay, this is exactly what we want, which means we can keep the feet the same color and we can change anything else. Now, I want a nice kind of pink here. So we're just going to find our hue. We can change the lightness or saturation. I want it more saturated. So say I want something along these lines, maybe a little less saturated than that. So it's like barely pink, like a powder pink, I guess. So once we're happy with our color, we can turn on and off this, by the way, to see how it's changing everything. We're going to hit file, hit export it as a PNG, and we're going to call this base color powder pink. Okay, just so it's easy for us to determine what is what. So, new texture is already done. What'd that take? Like 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Wonderful. Back into Sims 4 Studio. Now comes some cool stuff. We are going to add a new swatch. Okay, new swatch, which adds a new box up here. We will make number 22. It copies it based off whatever one you had previously selected. So I had 18 selected. It's now pretty much made a duplicate of number 18 here. Now, key things to change. 2 of them, to be precise. Under diffuse, we want to import our powder pink texture. And there we go. This is our powder pink. This is what it's kind of going to look like in the game, which is cool. Exactly what we're after. But right now, the swatch color is actually still the same as this. So we simply click on this. We find a color which is kind of close by clicking through these values. It is probably a little bit more red than that. I don't know, somewhere like in this kind of range. All right. And that's literally all that we need to do. That is it. We don't need to worry about any of the rig. We don't need to remodel anything. We don't need to UV unwrap anything. We can simply hit save on it, which is great. Go back into that same folder. We've got our package file right here. We're going to copy it, go to documents, go to electronic arts. We're going to Sims 4. We're going mods, and we are copying it and pasting it into there. I already have a test from earlier just to make sure I had everything straight. I best make sure that the Sims is actually closed before I start doing this. So let me quickly do that. All right, the game is now sufficiently closed. We're going to hit try again here. Imports over the top. We can see our color change test package in here. Now we're going to reopen the Sims, and at the minute there will be 2 versions of this mesh in the game. Okay, so we'll have the normal version, then we'll have the custom content version. We want to place the custom content version down in place of our one, and then you can select hopefully the new swatch, and we'll see what it looks like. I will see you once we are back in the little test room I was making. All right, so here we go. We are back in the Sims, back in my little test room right here. A little bit of CC over here. Love that. What we're going to do then is we're going to look for our couch. Was it squarely love seat? Okay. Now look, there's 2 different versions. One's got the little wrench on it, one doesn't. If we put them both next to each other, like this and this, they look identical. Wonderful. But our version has got the pink, got that muted pink that we want, whereas theirs does not. So you know what we say? We say, get that the heck out of here. Get that the heck out of here. Put that in there. Go over here. And we copy this and put it like that or something like that. Actually, move it forward just a switch. All right, and there we go. Honestly, that's it's pretty simple. It's really easy to do. Now, does it take a little bit of back and forth to ensure that you've got the right color? Because maybe you're looking at this in comparison to the color in Photoshop and thinking, Joe, what the frick? It's not the same. Well, all you have to do is go back into Photoshop, adjust the adjustment, that hue, that saturation a little bit more, re-export the PNG, put it back into Sims 4 Studio, make sure to update the package file. So you save the package, put it back into that documents folder, EA mods, okay? Reload your game and see how that looks. But I'm actually pretty astonished that it's that easy to do. You need 2 pieces of software, 10 minutes of your time, and you can change the color of absolutely any item in The Sims 4. Just that easy. You wanted the plant leaves to be blue. Do it. Who cares? Do whatever you want. Go crazy with it. You want to change the color of the books, which I have on this beautiful reimagined piece of CC. Of course you can. You can go in and change that if you want to. Whatever you want. Pretty easy stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for you today, boys and girls. Hopefully you enjoyed. Nice little quick one today, but hopefully with this small change, this little technique, it will take your builds from those 10 out of 10s, which I know you can already do, bring them up to that 20, you know, far beyond what EA will let you do under normal circumstances. If you found this useful, please do let me know by either liking the video or drop me a little subscription. There's plenty more Sims 4 CC stuff on the way. And if there's anything else that you would like a hand with, something that you would like made for you, anything along those lines, tips, tricks, anything that you think is missing, please ensure to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you again, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you all in the next one.